Hey all, welcome back to another season of Mudstomp's Hardcore Let's Play in Minecraft. After 6 seasons, we're finally back onto something else to try out and hopefully get a bit more successful. What I can say is I'm actually a bit further along than what I'm showing here. I'm a bit behind in the recordings and uploading them to YouTube. But as you can see, in a village, I've set up a temporary wall to keep myself safe for the most part. As you can see, there's a hole in the background there where a creeper exploded. I've been spending a bit of time setting up. I came from the direction just over there, and initially I've covered over the villages. I've started a mining hole down behind that granite wall. I've set up a little bit of chest area and so forth, and got a few sheep and cows in so that I can be ready for food and so forth. Basically, I've done all the initial setup. Today I want to go into the nether. I'm going to show you that out a bit. As I said, I'm behind on some recordings and that. I'm still dealing with the microphone issues and trying to get the sounds right and whatnot, but at the moment it's sort of I've got a few recordings done and I'm going to be putting audio over the top, so it's going to be more of a commentary for the next couple episodes, but hopefully that'll help us get through the monotony of it, so to speak. So yeah, as I said, I'm heading to the nether because I have done all the initial setup just to get us going on this season. Last couple of seasons you sort of saw my approach to it, sort of saw how I like to do things and whatnot, but this time around we're going to aim for getting past the nether basically. So yeah, you can see I've got full iron armor and some iron tools and all that, and this is now to explore the nether fortress. So let's get into it. I put up a few safety bars, as you can see, and they're just to basically get me going, so I knew roughly where I was going, and that was it. So I think I found a blaze spawner in here somewhere, and other than that, that's about as far as I got. So yeah, we'll see how much further I got into this, and probably try and get through a few blazes. I want to get a potion set up going back home, and a couple other things like that. So yeah, it's kind of funny looking back on this actually. Since the time of this recording I've done quite a bit in this area, but for this purpose, for this video, there's not much going on so far. It's just basically initial exploration to make sure I'm nice and safe. And yeah, I'm feeling in recording this, I was feeling quite nervous. It was the kind of thing I would really didn't want to see another season go down yet. It's been exciting trying to get this hardcore world going. It's been incredibly depressing at times when I'm failing in the maps and so forth, but I think there's a learning curve there, and I've definitely learned a lot. I'm going to probably put a video out in the next couple of weeks, Mudstomp's tips for hardcore Minecraft, and try and help you all sort of get some ideas if you've not done hardcore before and things that might help. But yeah, mine was definitely sort of more self-preservation had to become key. So as you can see, I picked up a few diamonds. That was really great. Get me started on a diamond pickaxe soon, and an enchanting table, and get through some definite bonuses there. So yeah, the immortal words of Rendog, if you watch Hermitcraft. Got my cup of tea going. He usually has a cup of joe, but I've got my cup of tea, so keep their larynx going a bit. So yeah, I'm playing it very safe at the moment. It's the kind of thing where I think I've played it rough too many times in the last couple of seasons, and I just want to really solidify this season as far as I can. I think I'm about I don't know, maybe 15 days, 20 days, somewhere in there, into this season when we get to this point. And like I said, I've recorded a fair bit past this, but it's definitely looking like a very successful season so far, so I'm very eager to show you more of it as we go along. So I'm going to be trying to punch out these episodes, trying to catch up to where I'm up to. If you were wondering, I am still playing in 1.15. I do plan to update to 1.16 soon. It's been out since before this, I think, or a bit after this, but yeah. I basically 1.16 scares me a little bit, so I've decided that I'm going to try and do a little bit more before I get into 1.16, but yeah, this is kind of good to start with, at least just to get me going. So this visit is just to try and solidify that sort of initial setup. Like I said, get some potions going, things like that, and we're going to continue to work on sort of seeing where else we can go from there. This nether fortress is a really nice fortress in the end. I was quite surprised how much I had to do to sort of explore it. I think it's the kind of thing where I often sort of assume that they're quite straightforward, but yeah, obviously a couple of them get very, very complex as you go along, and so on. So yeah, it's a bit frustrating. I know a lot of other people tend to leave chests and so forth. I always pick them up. I like to get rid of them, so I know that I've checked them all already and whatnot. But yeah, I will continue to search this and attack with the skeletons as we go using our safety bars. If you haven't seen this before, if you don't know what's going on, the wither skeletons are 3 blocks tall, so having a bar at the top or the bottom of the hallway means they can't fit through and you're nice and safe. So you'll see that regularly at an intersection I will put the bars up on all 4 sides, and it just gives me a little safety zone so that I can stand there and eat and whatnot without being bothered by them. I'll also tend to set it up at the end of long hallways and things like that, just to make sure that I'm not going to get surprised if I'm sort of passing through or whatever, that sort of thing. So yeah, as I said, I do eventually find a blaze spawner. I'm obviously struggling at the moment with this one. I think it was, I don't know, it shouldn't be too far off anyway. I think I just heard a Magma Cube too. Another sip of tea there. Yeah, that's definitely Magma Cube somewhere. I've been starting to use my headsets more, try and hear what's going on. I'm finding that very useful in a lot of scenarios. Before I was playing hardcore Minecraft, I usually didn't worry too much. I think the fact that you can die and respawn, it was sort of like I might lose a pickaxe or something, but other than that, I just didn't really mind. But now I'm really at that point where I just don't want that sort of thing happening, obviously. So yeah, there's the magma cubes going down. Get the what do you call it? Hopefully magma creams with them. It's my favourite source of magma creams to begin with. I don't mind getting the slime farm going and then getting a few blaze rods to set it up, but if you can get a couple of magma cubes really early on, I think it's the best way to go. But yeah, going back to it, obviously in the previous seasons I've been working on a couple of different things. One of them was trying to get the village sort of fenced off and protected and so forth, and that's something you'll see in some of the upcoming videos with this village. At the moment I've done an area that's probably about 30 blocks by 30 blocks or something like that, just to get that initial little area safe and secure, have the villagers buried under that mound, and lit up so that I can survive through the night if I need to. I do tend to make use of my bed a lot at the moment, to be honest, but frankly, again, I'm just too scared not to. At this point, I want to try and make it to a decent number of days before I start thinking anything of being too brave. But yeah, I'm going to expand that 30 by 30 area to probably sort of, the village is in a, oh cool, more diamonds. I completely forgot about this. That's really got a lot there going. That's nice. I wanted to expand the village to be, it's sort of in a little bit of a valley area or stuck between 2 mountain ranges, and so I want to expand it so that I've got a wall around the bulk of it, and in fact go up onto the mountain ranges and have a wall around there, and start turning it into like a mini fortress type thing. So in the long run, I've got a lot of big plans for the area. I want to eventually be able to release the villagers back into it so that they can do their thing, and in particular give them more houses, more beds and all the rest of it, so that they've got a lot to do there. But at the same time, I'm gonna try to develop it so, like I said, have the wall there, give it a bit of background story, that sort of thing eventually, and also have it so that I want to build a number of things outside the wall. One of my big long-term goals, which is probably not going to happen for a while yet, but I want to work on building a set of golem type things there at some point or another. So that's going to be a bit of a strange one when I get to it, but yeah, I'm sort of not going to reveal too much because I'm still planning a lot on it. But yeah, I think it's going to be fun. Like, it's sort of, it's somewhat like sort of the Chinese emperor clay soldier armies and so forth, is what I'm looking for. So yeah, it should be a bit of fun once that happens, but it's sort of, I think the big one's going to be figuring out how to light up the whole thing without it just having torches everywhere. But I'm thinking of like mixes between glowstones and things like that, and some of the new 1.16 features once I get there. I'm looking forward to updating to 1.16 eventually, just to explore the nether. You'll notice that basically in any clips I do for the next little bit, I don't leave this nether fortress pretty much. There's one other nether fortress I'm going to use. It's very nearby. But yeah, basically I'm going to stay in those two areas because I don't want to explore further into the nether. I want to go looking for netherite and so forth eventually. Now that's something I've not done in any survival world. I haven't, since I started this hardcore map, I haven't done a single other map. So this is the only map I've got going at the moment, and yeah, basically I want to get into 1.16 eventually and do that just as a fresh thing in hardcore and just see what happens, and then probably, yeah, in time for 1.17, the cave update hopefully, so that'll be good too. I'm trying not to explore too much on the maps for this as well, but as you'll probably see again in a future episode or something, I do some exploration, mainly just to get the ocean monument going, that sort of thing. So yeah, yeah, as you can see, I'm still not having much luck finding a blaze spawner at the moment, which is a bit frustrating. You'll see too, I've got 3-4 stacks of cobble with me. This is one of the things I like to do a lot in the nether. I always carry a lot of cobble because I figure like bridging out in places, the safety bars in the nether fortresses and so on and so forth, it's just one of the ways that I try to control what I'm doing and all of that. Okay, so there's a spawner, that's good. Yeah, by having these cobbles then I can sort of make sure I've got enough to sort of protect myself and things like that. In the very old version of the game, I used to make a massive flat area out of cobblestone because it's resistant to the gas explosions, and basically just get to the point where I could run around on top of that fighting lots of enemies and so forth, and then just yeah, what do you call it, not worry about falling through netherrack or into lava or anything like that. So yeah, this glowstone was a really lucky find, and funnily enough, I'm just trying to think, I don't think I've made use of it yet, so I'm probably going to have to dig that out and make some use of it soon. I'll probably put it, actually I think I might have put it in the potion chest that I develop in a bit, so that I can do glowstone in the potions. But yeah, another sip of tea there, sorry, keep me going. What else we got going? Well, we'll get this blaze spawner going at least. I'm still trying to figure out a good way to do a what do you call it, a setup around a blaze spawner to farm these easier, but to be honest, I'm kind of like, I don't want lots of them, and I don't want them for experience necessarily, although one of my goals for this map is to try and get to level 1000 with the XPs, which I don't know how well that's going to go, but I'm hoping I can pull it off at some point. You can see I'm very nervous here with this. It's after last, was it season 4 or something, I think? I don't know, I can't remember which one it was. One of the seasons I got killed in the nether, and I just don't want to see that happening again. I want to try and get through these blaze really easily, hopefully. So I'm being overly cautious in that way, but I think for a hardcore map it's definitely warranted. And yeah, you'll see that I start to sort of work on getting around them and just seeing what I can do. Ideally, yeah, I probably want about 10 blaze rods or something, maybe up to 20 would be best. That way I can go to the end, I can make a potion stand, and I can make a few fire resistant potions in particular to farm some more. I just find these guys are a pain in the butt though. They just don't want to come down half the time. It's so annoying. And then you end up going up in there and getting yourself in trouble. Yep, like that. It's a bit crazy, but anyway. that's alright. So yeah, we're going to keep going at this. I think we're not too far off getting a successful run in here. Trying to keep the flames down at the same time as the other big one, I think. But what I've noticed too is I think that one of my biggest mistakes I have with blazes is forgetting that they hit like a truck. If you stand right next to one and he physically hits you, there's a lot of damage there. The fire is definitely one of the major issues of damage, but I think that the fact that they can physically hit you so hard is something else that's really quite concerning. So yeah, that's something I've sort of started thinking a bit more about when I'm trying to attack blazes, is to not get too close so that they can't hit me, and then you can survive a bit better that way too. So yeah, but this is fun. It's the other thing too, I find the spawning rate of them sort of varies so weirdly, although again in hardcore mode just everything seems to spawn well. Once again, as I've said in a previous episode, I'm really shocked at the spawns you get where like zombies and stuff wearing different armors and things. I've never realised that hardcore was that good with that. So it's been kind of exciting seeing what you can get out of it and stuff. And there we go, there's our first blaze rod. So now we're set to go to get our potion stand going, and I just need to get a few more and then I can get out of here and worry about doing fire potions and coming back with fire potions to be protected. That's the main one, I think. I'm not sure if I've got any slime yet. I don't think I do, but I will get there. I like to mine out in my mining area wide enough until I find a slime chunk or something, and then dominate and get in some slime. Not huge amounts by most means, just a couple of stacks of blocks over a few hours of play is fine by me. But you know, just a few stacks of single balls is fine too, just to begin with. I do like using them in the ocean monuments, but I haven't used them for much else, although I do have an idea of something else that I'd like to do with slime balls by the end as well, but I'll let you find out about that if I ever get to it. But yeah, the drop rate on these guys is just shocking too. Iron armor and iron tools, as much as they're better than wood and stone, they're still just nowhere near as good as diamond and enchants, obviously. It's shocking too, I think, to get up to level 27 already with only killing a few things and whatnot. I can't remember what I started off with this episode, but I think it was around 15 or something, so I've gained quite a lot of experience quickly. That's another thing I've noticed recently too. Villager trading gives you a lot of experience. I was quite shocked the other day to see it in action in something, and it just sort of made me think, like, you know, that's probably one way I can move towards 1,000 levels. I don't think it's going to be quick enough though, by far. It's just going to help a bit here and there, but I think I'm going to really push for the Enderman farm. I think that's my best bet, because I'm playing on a laptop, so I don't have a lot of resources, hardware resources, so I've got to be careful about lag and things, and I don't want to just sit AFKing at something that's sort of too risky or anything. So I think that an Enderman farm is probably my best bet to get up there, so I'm going to give that a shot probably in the next couple of weeks, and we'll see how that goes basically. But yeah, it shouldn't be too bad, I don't think. We'll see how we go. Okay, so that's blaze rods done for now. I think. Let's see what else is going on. This is a problem too, again. I always get lost in fortresses. It's shocking. I try to sort of map my way out, and I just I always forget. I always end up not marking something, and then suddenly I've got no idea where I'm going. But yeah, that's that second spawner, I think, or the outside spawner I saw before. Yeah. Oops, extra block. Get that one out. Yeah. Probably not the safest going after them guys, but anyway. Yeah, just trying to think. That's alright. Yeah, big empty area. So yeah. So this has been the nether for this episode. We're probably going to get out of here soon enough, just once I figure out what I'm doing. Again, I'm not travelling far from this fortress or anything at the moment. I want to just reserve that for when I get onto 116, which will be very shortly. and I'm also looking to, assuming I make it, I'm going to make some I Survived Hardcore Minecraft, videos. So I'll probably work on the 100 days soon, and then I'll go from there a bit later on. But yeah, that should be coming up. Yeah. So not much going on around there, so we'll head back in, see what else we find. But yeah, so come next episode I'll have probably worked on the base a little bit more, expanded things, so I'll probably give you a bit of montage there. Be interested to hear in comments or anything how everyone's finding montages or whatever. Do we like them? Would we prefer not to have them? That sort of thing. I'm happy to sort of work on different ways of filming that. I'm going to try and get the replay mods soon and see if I can get that to work as well. Give us a different perspective on different things. But yeah, we'll see what happens. I'd really like for this to be sort of a much more successful area, but there's just not much going on here that's sort of a bit too unsafe for my liking, unfortunately. Yeah, there's just not much there. So as you can see, lots of pillars, but not much else going on, unfortunately. So, and I'm running out of resources, cobblestone and all the rest. That's okay, we'll get there. So yeah, the main reason I'm doing this is just to get to that Magma Cube, basically. It's sort of, this is the other thing, Magma Cubes hit hard too, the big ones. They're shocking. I keep trying to protect myself with them, and they're just so painful. I've recently come upon the idea with the big ones, if you can sit in a hole under them or something like this, you can sort of try to avoid it for the most part, but obviously you've got to be careful for when they split up. The other thing is too, you can't reach them half the time because they're jumping and whatnot. So yeah, I tried that, but there's a Magma Cube cream, so that's good. That's one. Let's see if we can get a couple more. So yeah, again, this will kind of sort of get us towards the end, and that'll be sort of the end of it. So as we're sort of finishing up here, again, if you want to keep me going, if you want to encourage me, please feel free to leave a like, a comment, subscribe, ring the bell if you want to be reminded when videos are coming out. They should be getting more regular again. I know I've had a little break since the last bunch, but I'm hoping to start pumping them out again. And yeah, next episode is coming soon, and we will get stuck into a range of things. I'm not sure quite yet, I've got to have a think about that, but yeah, we're definitely going to get into a lot. So yeah, thanks for watching. I'll leave you to sort of finish off the video, and yeah, have a good day everyone. Catch you next time.